Okay, I did so.
Hey guys, Alex from TCGI Alex. I'm bringing you another deck profile. This time, this is one of my favorite decks ever. This is Gold Paladin, and hence the plastic with the rear sleeves. I love this deck. It's Garmor Alfred, technically. Well, it's Garmor with an Alfred tech. So, let me get onto the deck.
Hello.
Starter, Jordan Narder here. This is Liberator Tear Up Trumpeter. This starter is so funny because you can, during your main phase you put it into the soul.
I cannot wait
and choose your Vanguard, and it gets a skill. When a unit is placed on rearguard from your deck, your Vanguard gets 3k. So paired with this goes, and you have an empty field provided that, your Vanguard gets 15k. So if you break ride, it sounds like a waste, but you get 26k and a full field technically. So this, and then if you wanted to use Garmor's second skill, but I'll get to that later. Anyway, yeah, that's the starter. We'll move on to the triggers because the faster we get through the triggers, the more I can talk about interesting stuff. So 4 crit, 4 crit, 8 crit. So just because 8 crit, standard technically speaking, and then I run. 2 of each stand to bluff the 6, or the more stand. But it's the stand's there because if you call, let's see, you call a Durant, and he gets 9k. Or you call him second. You can stand him up, and he gets an extra 5. So that's 14k to a rear guard. That's crazy. And then 4 heal, obvious. So now to the grade ones. Starting off, just a standard. 4 perfect guard, that's 3. 1 liberator. I need to get 3 more liberator, but because it hurts the deck sometimes. But 4 perfect guard, pretty standard. I'm hoping to get 3 more of him sooner or later. Then I run 2 Barkle Liberator because I run Blasted Blade Liberator because Boost Set 14 is coming out in a few months or a few weeks. Yeah, months actually. Blasted Blade's important, Boost Set 14 is going to be nuts, so Barkle's just in there with the Blasted Blades. That's okay. Sorry. And then I run 4 Bruno because this deck superior calls like a mofo. He's being a 10k booster all the time, so he's basically a staple in the deck. And then I run 2 Josephus. I don't run 4 because I run these guys, so the 2 Josephus are there. On the off chance I top column with Garmor or anything, and then 1 tech. Blue, 10k booster if you have 3 or more rear guards. They are Liberator in their name. He's good because if you have him and you got Alfred, you got a 31k attack on 31k non-break ride. So like that's or something crazy like crazy high numbers. Now that's a grade 1s. So grade 2s. Grade 2s are basically where my wild cards start appearing. I run 1 Isgrad because the counterblast of 3 on Garmor's cost is really high, so 1's enough. But I would run more, but I run 3 blast. Sorry about that. I run 3 Blasted Blade Liberator because I run 2 Barkle. I want to get the Blasted Blade Liberator enough, so 3 will do because I'm not going to run 4. That just clogs the deck. But his skill, don't use it very often. Counterblast 2, pop 1 in the front row. So. Well, because you use it with Barkle. If Barkle boosts, sorry, I didn't talk about Barkle's skill. When Barkle boosts Blasted Blade Liberator and it hits a Vanguard, check the top 3 and Superior Call 1 is rest. So that's what you use because it's basically a pressure card early game, 16k column. Isgrad is completely all over the place. Counterblast is special counterblast 1 Liberator. When a unit's attack hits a Vanguard, call the top card of your deck. So it's like Vivian, but it doesn't have to be boosted. So it's a little better. Then we're on to 4 Fallon because all of my Vanguards are Liberator. He's just a 12k beater for Liberator. So 4, always 12k. Always 12ks are good. Now we're on to the 2 techs of the deck. 1 Durant because when he's the same as Bruno, but he's a grade 2, so and then 1 Bagpipe Angel. If you superior call her, you give 2 units 2k. So you can give 4k a column, or 2k to 1, or 2k to each column. Which is, it could knock you over to 21 if you got a 19k column with this, say. That knocks you to 21, which is a magic number on 11k Vanguards, which is today's meta, basically. And 14. Yeah, that's my grade 2s. 3 Blasted Blade because 3 Blasted Blade. Okay. Now grade 3s. It may seem like a bit heavy in terms of grade 3s, but okay. 4 break ride. Cancel that Liberator. When you break ride, Vanguard gets 10k, and 3 of your gold Paladin get 5k power. Now that is monstrous when paired with Alfred, but he's not the ace of the deck. When paired with Garmor, you kind of lose out on the 5k, which is the boss of the deck. 5k. Sorry, there's a bit of glare there. When paired with him, the 5ks don't really get used, but the 10k does, unless you superior call 2, which is stupid. But not getting there. Garmor skill: Counterblast 3 Liberators.
Yeah, go ahead.
Counterblast 3 Liberators. Take a top card of your deck and call it if it's a gold Paladin. If you have an empty rearguard circle, call another one without paying the cost. So you can fill up your entire field for a Counterblast of 3, which is really good. If you pair it with Hero Trumpeter, that's 15k, as I said earlier on. And then if you call a Bruno behind anywhere, you got a 10k booster. Or if you call a Bruno first, that's 12k to him, he's a 19k booster. You got some crazy numbers going there.
14 Vanguard.
But yeah, what you do is most people I've seen run 4 Alfred, 4 Garmor. They ride the Garmor first for fear of their opponent putting them to 4.
16.
And then ride Alfred late game when they've got a full field after using his skill. But I'm running 2 Alfred because that's 10 grade 3s. As I said, it's quite full. But 10 grade 3s is funny because with the top calling, you get more of a chance of calling grade 3. So the pros outweigh the cons in this one, because if I go Escrad or wherever he is, let me just get him quickly. Okay, we get Escrad out, we get a call of Garmor. We have Garmor on Vanguard Circle, we use his second skill. Return the grade 3 to the bottom of the deck and he gets 4k. So you break out, you're hitting some crazy numbers. That's the reason I like the deck so much. It's not real. It is top quality, but it's crazy high numbers. And late game, when perfect guards are a minimum, which I've said before, where you've got like, well, say both of you are on 5 damage, and you're on Ganslot and you have no field at all. You break grade Garmor, and you have anything. On the very lucky chance that you have this Bruno in the back row, and him here. I'm going to clean up a wee bit. I'm going to shuffle this into the deck so that I can simulate. I can sack it. I can teach me how to gold Paladin. I'm going to shuffle this ever so slightly. But if this is your beginning field and you break right this, and then you put him into the soul. Now this column will get 24k plus the 10k.
Are my friends too.
Okay, counterblast, call. See, this is that's a very random field because I just shuffled the deck in a weird way, but that's 24k there, and you have 17k and 11. But like, he is then 26 by himself, and he is 19. 26, you return a rearguard, a Liberator that is. He is 30k, and he's 19, that's 49k. And then whatever triggers you get, that's because the deck's not shuffled, it's all over the place. But yeah, the deck's mainly about getting crazy numbers mid-game, and then going for the Alfred at the end, when you got a field of Liberators, not a mark. But, because then you're constantly hitting 21k with him, and then whatever you're out boosting with. If you're boosting with, why do I have to put it back into the deck?
So this is
there we go.
So
got him.
22,
That's 31k.
28.
Handy. Just 31k beat sticks all the way until the end of the game. So
24.
the deck's very. It's like a Paladin Hazel on steroids, basically. The Vanguard's getting power instead of the rear guards though. Well,
18.
Bezel. But yeah, that's the deck profile, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe, rate, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.